You know that feeling when you see a stranger's car in your own driveway? My heart dropped. I went out to ask what was going on, and the driver just calmly said he had permission to park there. Permission, but not from me, from the HOA. I couldn't believe it. Taped to my garage door was a notice. It said my driveway had been reclassified as shared access property and was temporarily assigned to another resident to help with community congestion. I looked at the guy in the car, and it all clicked. He was the HOA treasurer's nephew. I immediately knew this was shady. No rule like this ever existed. There was no vote. And strangely enough, no one else's driveway was affected. Just mine. I dove into the HOA portal and found a new update, buried deep in the fine print. It claimed driveways connected to secondary lanes could be reassigned if the HOA deemed them underused. The problem: my driveway doesn't connect to any secondary lane. It's private property, clearly marked on my survey. When I confronted the treasurer, he was so smug about it. He told me, if you don't like it, you can lease it back from the HOA. They actually wanted me to pay them $250 a month just to park on my own land. It was outrageous. But instead of losing my temper, I decided to play the long game. I let it happen. For 2 whole weeks, I parked on the street while the nephew used my spot, but I was documenting everything. I had timestamps of his car, coming and going, photos of his license plate, copies of every email from the HOA, and even the official payment request they sent me, which they called a temporary driveway usage fee. Then I went to the city and pulled the official zoning records. And just as I suspected, driveways are legally classified as non-transferable residential access points. They can't be rented, reassigned, or shared without the homeowner's consent. Period. And the HOA trying to collect money for it? That's called unauthorized property leasing. And it's a huge no. I compiled everything into one neat file of photos. The emails, the city records, and sent it straight to a real estate compliance attorney and the state HOA registry. The fallout was immediate and beautiful. The HOA was ordered to refund all the so-called driveway fees they'd collected. The treasurer was forced to resign in disgrace, and the HOA got slapped with a massive fine for trying to monetize private property. The nephew's car? It vanished overnight. Soon after, a new rule was passed that permanently banned the HOA from getting involved in any parking issues beyond the public street. And the best part: the city installed a protected residential marker at the end of my driveway, which the HOA is now legally forbidden from ever touching again. They thought they could turn my property into a cash cow, but all they did was expose their own corruption. If you love stories where petty power plays backfire spectacularly, make sure you subscribe, because when it comes to HOAs, they never seem to learn. They just get caught. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.